Hi everyone, this is Robin, and this is an introduction to OLP 4407, 5507, Instructional Technologies in HRD. It is going to be a whole lot of fun. So if you are someone who likes technology, you are going to love this semester. If you are someone who does not like technology, you're going to know a whole lot more about technology by the time you get done with this semester. All right, let's get started. So first of all, I looked at who was in the class, and we're really lucky this semester because we have a nice small class. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but we're normally used to having 25 or 30 people in class, and we only have 12 people in our class this semester, which is going to be great because it's going to give us a chance to really customize what it is that we're doing so that we can tweak it up so that we meet whatever interests you have regarding instructional technology and HRD. But I did realize when I looked through the list that I didn't know many of you. So I thought I would give a really quick introduction to myself. So this is me, I'm Robin. And just professionally, I started at ISU in 2012. And before that, I spent over 20 years in industry, heading up training and HRD groups for a bunch of national and global organizations. I also have spent about 13 years as a consultant. I was a consultant full-time for a while in my own consulting practice, and now I do it part-time. And I have been involved with technology and learning for over 30 years, partly because I'm old and partly because I'm a geek. So I was involved with the internet. I was online before the World Wide Web was invented. So what does that mean besides the fact that I'm a geek and I'm kind of old? It means that I know a lot about technology and learning, and I have a lot of opinions and ideas about technology and learning. So if you have questions, if you have things that you want to talk about, then please let me know because I am delighted to talk about them. All right, speaking of talking with me, in terms of contacting me, you are welcome to contact me. So the first way that's not on the screen right here is I have set up in Moodle a forum called Ask Dr. Robin, and I will be checking that at least once a day, Monday through Fridays. So you're welcome to leave questions there for me, and then everybody can see the questions and everybody can see the answers. You are also welcome to send me an email or to send me an email and set up a time to talk. If we're both in Pocatello, we can talk face-to-face. Otherwise, we can talk on Zoom video conference or we can talk by phone. Speaking of phones, another way to get a hold of me besides my email is my cell phone. Actually, this isn't really my cell phone. This is a Google Voice number. So somebody remind me that I want to talk about Google Voice this semester. That would be a fun thing to talk about. But you're welcome to call my cell phone anytime. So the very best way to reach me is by email. The second best way to reach me is by cell phone. And the absolute worst way to reach me is my office phone. You can also connect with me on Twitter. You can see Robin Lindbeck on LinkedIn, Robin Lindbeck. And then I also have another Twitter account for the Leadership Book Club podcast. So that's a little about me. Now let's talk about the class. So here is what we're going to be doing this semester. The purpose of this class is for you to learn how to use technology to enhance and support learning for others and learning for yourself. So what this class is not is a class on how to create e-learning. E-learning's great. We have classes on how to create e-learning. This is not that class. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be figuring out what are some of the smaller technologies, what are some of the tools that we can use to enhance and supplement the kinds of learning that we already have, that we already do, whether that's classroom, whether that's self-paced, whatever that is. And we're going to be thinking about how to use technology to help people learn in 3 different ways. Number 1, we're going to learn about how we can use the technology to help ourselves learn and develop. Number 2, we're going to look at how we can use the technology to help other people develop. And number 3, we're going to look at how we can give people the technology and let them use it for their own development. So we're going to take those 3 views. How can I use it? How can I use it to help other people learn? And how can I give it to somebody so that they can help themselves learn? We are also going to be using primarily software that is free and cross-platform. And the reason that we're doing that is because that gives us the opportunity to use it with anyone in our lives. So you can use it with because it's free, you can use it with your Cub Scout troop or your church group or whatever group you volunteer with, as well as using it in your schoolwork or using it in your professional life. Now, if you're lucky enough that your organization has commercial versions, paid versions of some of the software we're looking at, that's great because it will be the same as the free software, only much better and easier to use. But we're going to be sticking with the free stuff. And in fact, a lot of the software that we're going to be looking at has different levels, different tiers. So one tier will be for free that has some, but maybe not all of the features. And then if you want all of the features, you have to pay money. We're only going to be looking at the free end of any of the software that we're using. All right, so in addition to this being the purpose of the class, there's really 3 broad themes that run through the class. So the first theme is that you are going to have an exposure to a range of technologies that enable and support learning. That really is a huge part of this class. It's kind of going to be Techapalooza. My goal is to try to get you familiar with as much technology, as many different technologies as possible in 6 weeks. So it's still a 3-credit class, but we only have 6 weeks. And so that means there's a limited number of things that we can get our hands on and learn. But we are going to do our best to do as many of those as we can. The second theme is that we are going to talk about theory and process. This is going to be a smaller part of class, but we are going to be talking about theory and process because it's not enough to have the tool. The tool just gives us the potential to learn. It's how we use the tool that determines whether or not it's successful to help people learn. And then our third theme is that we are going to learn about and actually create a professional learning network, or PLN for short. Now, a professional learning network is not to help other people learn. A professional learning network is for you and to help you learn. And it's a network, it's a collection of resources that you can use in this class and beyond to continue your professional development. So in this class, we're going to be focusing primarily on the part of your professional development that has to do with technology and learning. But your PLN very much can encompass your career, your own discipline as we move forward. So those are the 3 themes that we're going to be looking at throughout this class. So how are we going to be looking at it? Well, that's going to be through assignments. So one of the main assignments for this semester is that you are going to be blogging. You're going to write blog posts and you're going to comment on each other's blog posts. If you have taken online self-paced classes, online classes before from us or from other programs, you're probably familiar with discussion boards. So typically in our classes, we'll have you post on a discussion board and comment on each other's posts. We're not going to be doing discussion boards in Moodle this semester. We are going to be doing blogging. So why are we blogging? There's a couple of reasons. One reason that you're blogging is because it's going to give you exposure to another tool, to blogging. And that's something that you might find will help you learn or will help others learn. So we want to make sure that we give you some exposure to that. Another reason that I'm having you blog is because I want you to start working out in the internet. So with Moodle, we're behind a walled garden. Other people can't come into our Moodle classroom unless they're in our class. And whereas there's some advantages to that, there's also some disadvantages in that what we learn and what we talk about is just restricted to us. And part of what we can do with blogging is we can share our knowledge out in the broader world. So when we are blogging, there's the potential for other people to read our blogs. There's the potential for people to engage with us. And then there's obviously the potential for people to learn from us. So one thing that I'll probably say several times this semester is this. Question number 1. When is the last time you took anything of value from the internet? And the answer is probably really recently. We take things of value from the internet all the time. Question number 2 then is, when is the last time you put something of value on the internet? The internet only works because people contribute their work, their ideas, their products out on the open internet where we can all benefit from it. And so that's the other reason that we're going to be doing blog posts is this semester, all of our work we're going to do with most of our work. We're going to do with the idea of we want to be able to share this more broadly with people so that everybody can learn from it, not just us and not just the people in class. Now, you'll see that blog posts and comments cover all three of our themes. You will definitely be blogging about a range of technologies and how those technologies can be used to support the learning in you use it with others, or give it to others for their own development. We are, to a lesser degree, going to be blogging about theory and process. And then finally, blogging will be part of your professional learning network, but you're also going to be blogging about PLNs. The other reason that I'm having you do blogs is because blogging is a great way to reflect on what you have learned and to process through it. And that's an important thing. Reflection and processing experiences is an important thing at all times, but I think it's especially important in a 6-week summer class where the information is going to be coming at you fast and furious. So blogging is a way to really make some sense of everything that you're learning and connect some of those dots. As you will see in the syllabus, you will be making 2 blog posts a week. And you will be responding to at least 1 blog post of your classmates each week. So this is a really important part of what you're going to be doing. So because it's important to me, it's going to be important to you. It's worth 50% of your grade. Because again, thinking about, talking about, processing through everything that you're learning and how you can use it to enhance and support the learning of yourself and others is the whole point of this class. And that's why blogging is so important. But it's not the only assignment. So you're also going to be creating a TechTool ebook individual paper. Wow. This is the first time I've said that out loud, and that is a terrible name for an assignment. Here's what you're going to be doing. The first week, this week, you're going to look at a list of technologies that I have put together. You're going to select one of those that you are unfamiliar with, and you're going to learn it and become an expert in it. And then you're going to write a paper on it. And the paper, and I have a template for your paper, is going to be fairly structured. You're going to describe what the tool is and how to use it. And then you're going to talk about how it can be used to enhance your own development, how it can be used by you to enhance another person's development, and how if you put it in the hands of another person, it can be used for their development. So we're both going to talk about the tool and talk about how it can be used. At the end of week 5, these papers are due week 5. At the end of week 5, I'm going to collect up all of your individual papers and combine them in a PDF document so that we have an ebook that includes the tools that everybody in class has learned about and written about. So we will have 12 or more tools that we can use as papers that we can use as a resource for learning those various tools. And we can share that PDF ebook with other people. So we can share it on the blog, we can share it with colleagues, but anyone who might be interested in these tools and how they can use to support learning in adults will find this to be a really interesting resource. And you can see that the individual paper, the TechTool individual paper, really is going to focus on 2 of our 3 themes. The final assignments for this semester are 2 smaller assignments that you're going to submit for grading. So the first is a quiz on copyright and fair use, which is worth 5 points. And the other one is also a 5-point assignment, which is an instructional handout. So many of us, regardless of our roles, whether we're teachers or trainers or leaders or whatever our role is, we very often find ourselves needing to create instructional handouts, and particularly instructional handouts that are enhanced with graphics. And so one thing that we're going to learn this semester is how to edit graphics so that they do exactly what we need them to do. And we're going to demonstrate that using creating an instructional handout. So those are the only assignments for this semester. I've actually eliminated a few assignments because this is a 6-week semester, and I want to make sure that you have enough time to explore a bunch of technologies and to blog about them. So that's why these are the only assignments. I can't remember if I said this already, but blog posts and comments are worth 50% of your grade. So it is something that it's going to be a focus of the class. Now, we've got grad students in this class, and grad students, you have another assignment, although I did actually eliminate one of your assignments as well. So you have one assignment, grad students, and that is to create a themed annotated bibliography. So you're going to pick out a theme. It might be that you want to think about one kind of software, or you might want to think about technology tools in a particular discipline or for a particular use, like in the career and technical ed classroom or something like that. But whatever your theme is, you are going to find 4 journal articles and create annotated bibliographies. And then that will be collected as well and shared with everyone in class so that we have another resource so that your learning doesn't just stay between you and me. It actually gets shared with the whole class and potentially beyond. So those are our assignments for this week. That's a little bit about what we're going to be doing this semester. If you have questions on anything, please be sure to let me know. Otherwise, I will see you online.